I'm Alan Cayless, and as well as being a tutor on S217, I'm also module chair of SXPS288 Remote Experiments in Physics and Space. And the philosophy behind this is, as the title suggests, and harking back a little bit to SM123, covering a broad range of experimental work that's relevant to both the physics and the astronomy planetary science pathways. This is the module, if you like, that gives you a chance, whichever pathway you're on, to have a bit of a taste of both. And you'll be working together with fellow students from the other pathway as well. So it may be those of you who've come the physics route will be able to assist more with the physics side of experiments, and vice versa. Those of you with the astronomy planetary science background will have more expertise in that way, but by working together you'll actually get an experience of both. So this is the part of the pathway, as I said, that brings those two strands together. And we've got experiments for you in physics. We've got a nice quantum mechanics experiment here where we're looking at the interaction of X-rays with electrons and bouncing them off. You'll also do an astronomy experiment, and here there are choices. You'll be working in teams, and you can use either the Arrow radio telescope, which is located on site in Milton Keynes, or you can use the Pirate optical telescope, which is situated in Tenerife. Here we're bringing the astronomy and physics strands together, and then the third project on SXPS288 is the planetary science investigation. So we have a physics, an astronomy, and a planetary science experiment for you. And this one kind of almost has to be operated remotely, because what you're doing is you're doing an experiment of infrared spectroscopy to analyze planetary gases using technology that has flown on actual space missions, and you'll be doing the experiment. Obviously, if you were doing an experiment on the Curiosity or the Perseverance rover, then by definition that's going to be operated remotely. And so you'll be using the exact same technology, and in fact you'll finish up with a project in which you review the current literature on planetary and cometary exploration missions and get to design a space mission of your own. So this module straddles both pathways and gives you a chance to put the theoretical knowledge that you've got from either S217 or from the combination of 284 and 283, put that theoretical knowledge to use doing these experimental projects. So in some senses this module is a bit different perhaps to the ones that you will have done previously. There is a certain amount of reading and bookwork and so on, but there's an awful lot of practical work, skills development, and working together in teams to operate these amazing experiments. And the other thing that I wanted to touch upon, as well as developing skills in experimental work and writing up your results and scientific publications and so on, experimental work generates large amounts of data. So you can imagine from an instrument like this, beamed back from Mars, we get large quantities of data which need to be processed, analysed, presented and so on. And so we also have an element in SXPS288 of using Python computer programming for data analysis and presentation. Some of you, if you've come through SM123, will be familiar. You'll have had a brief introduction to Python programming, and in order to get you started, get you ready for that, depending on how much background you've got, we've actually prepared a Python for Physical Sciences preparatory website which gives you an introduction to get up and running in using Python programming, and that's going to be available over the summer prior to starting SXPS288, and then at the beginning of SXPS288 we'll go into a little bit more detail and we'll have frequent skills development weeks throughout the module. But if you want to get a head start on the Python programming, then it will be available, and there will be tutor support towards the end of August. And if you're not doing SXPS288 this year, you're still welcome to come and have a look on this site. So hopefully that will get you to the start of 288 sort of well prepared for that aspect of the module. And as you come through the pathway, we very much look forward to seeing you on our experimental module.